Welcome to the Golf Summer Series race number 21. Tonight we're here at Yas Marina in Abu Dhabi for the Emirates 200. Only 4 races left in the Golf Summer Series, and for the first time ever we're heading overseas here in the United Arab Emirates for what should be a good one here tonight. But before we get started, let's take a look at our starting lineup. So on the pole we have Ryan Benjamin, next to him Kellen Baker. Row 2, Keyshawn Richardson and Dominick Payment. Row 3, Aiden Thomas and Sean Ard. Row 4, Lucas Amario and HS. Row 5, Jason Albert and Jimmy. Row 6, last week's winner Braden Carruthers and Random J. Row 7, Jordan Stout and Hoodlum. Row 8, Mounty Fan for Life and Richard Herman. Row 9, Bradley Reed and Alexander Jones. Row 10, Johnny Hernandez and Slayer. Row 11, points leader Dan Mattiello starting deep in the field today and Jake from State Farm. Row 12, Sabretooth and Nick Stant. Row 13, It's Movement and Dan DJ. Row 14, Adam Bowden and Owen Miles. Row 15, Ryan Wilson and Devin Payment. Row 16, Nargan Scott and Carter Boyd. Row 17, the HBL cars of Nathan Barrett and Lipsy. And starting last night is Cody Boggs in the 7. And now it is time for a starting command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Well, let's take a look at the track info here for tonight. So we're going to go 10 laps on this very long, 3.4 mile long road course with 21 turns. Yeah, you heard that right, 21 turns. And as for the weather here in Abu Dhabi, 85 degrees Fahrenheit with 10 miles per hour towards the northeast. We have a great crowd on hand here in Yas Marina. Pace car already down pit road. And as the field comes to the front stretch, green flag, racing here in Yas Marina. And already going into turn number 1, we're 3 wide for the lead. Field was 4 wide briefly there towards the back of the pack. Now it's side by side between Kellen Baker and Dominick Payment. Going through the S's. And going into chicanes at turns 5 and 6. Dominick goes very wide. This is allowed Kellen Baker to pull away, or is he? Going through the field here, most of the field is still side by side with one another. 3 wide action in some cases there. Got Nathan Barrett in 37, 3 wide with Cody Boggs and Dan DJ. And of course, Dan DJ came off his 11th top 10 last weekend at 8 Bowl. Obviously not doing well here so far. Trying to make that ground up. Sawyer, of course, was involved in the big one last week at 8 Bowl, so trying to make up some points. Random J as well into 53. Braden Carruthers was your winner last week at 8 Bowl, as I mentioned. As meanwhile, Kellen Baker continues to pull away from the 55 and the rest of the field pretty much. As he goes through the second set of S's, turns 11, 12, and 13. Going into turn number 17 and underneath the W Abu Dhabi Hotel. currently lit up with orange to display the Golf Summer Series colors. I wonder how expensive it is, but I'm pretty sure it's cool. And coming off of turn number 21, Kellen Baker is going to lead lap number 1 here in Yas Marina. Kellen Baker came in this race third in points, 43 points behind Matt Tiello. One here could be huge for that 21 team. And currently right now in the running order, Matt Tiello is outside the top 15. There's Dominick Payment there in second. Came in this race abysmal, 34th in points. Almost won Myrtle Beach back in race number 5, but lost to Sean Hart. It had a pretty solid first half of the season, but the second half of the season has been an absolute disaster to say the least for that 55 team. There's Keyshawn Richardson third. He was a winner at Old Spice back in race number 4. He came in this race 14th in points. That's a pretty quiet season, nothing really much to talk about besides that Old Spice win. In the season so far, he has 4 top 5s and 6 top 10s. There's Ryan Benjamin in pole sitter, running 4th. Florence the pole sitter is winning a road course race, but he came in this race 15th in points. Currently has 2 top 5s and 7 top 10s. Sean Hart currently in 5th. As I mentioned, he was a winner from Myrtle Beach back in race number 5. But besides that win, it's been a pretty disappointing season for that 19 team, as he came in this race 21st in the point standings with only 3 top 5s, while his teammate and car owner Kellen Baker has been constantly inside the top 10 in points throughout the entire season. So Lucas Amari, your Firecracker 400 winner, currently in 6th. Came in this race 25th in the point standings. He was also a winner from Nazareth, but has not been consistent at all in that one car. Your run-up from last week at 8 Bull, Aiden Thomas. He was also a winner at Talladega and Orlando, respectively. Had a really big point stay last weekend. Came in this race second in the point standings, 41 points behind Matt Tiello. So far, a pretty good point stay for that 69 team. There's Jimmy in the 48, currently winning 8th, got passed by HS in the 61. Came in this race 12th in points, of course, was a winner from Atlanta back at race number 14. HS there in 9th. Had a pretty bad season for the most part. He came to this race 26 in points, had a pretty decent run last week at 8 Bull. And running off the top 10 is Braden Carruthers, who's a winner from 8 Bull. Came to this race 11th in points. Trying to at least get a top 10 finish to salvage a rather pretty disappointing second half of the season for the 16 team. Random J currently in 11th, running a special We Love Lefty Delta car. Dropped down to 9th in points after, of course, barrel rolling during the big one at 8 Bull. On board here currently with Jason Albert in the 80 car. Jason Albert was also involved in an aforementioned big one at 8 Bull last week. It was one who triggered it. And because of that, fell back to 5th in the point standings. Currently now 52 points behind Matt Tiello. It was Hoodlum there, his 500 winner from this year. Came to this race 10th in points after another good run for that 3 team. Richard Herman, he won from Armor Digital back in race number 1. Currently running 14th. Jordan Stout behind him in 15th. Alexander Jones in 16th. Neither of these drivers particularly too hot in the point standings right now. Slayer in the 2 there, currently in 17th. Another bad run for that 2 team. Came in this race 13th in points after being inside the top 10 in points for pretty much most of the season. The same could also be said for Brad Ream. Got caught up also, as I mentioned, in that big wreck. Fell down to 6th in points after going into last week's 2nd. So fell over 4 positions in one race. There's Mandy Van Flyfe in 19th. Not too bad of a run for him. And there's your points leader, as I mentioned, Dan Mattiello. Currently outside the top 15. And if Mattiello stays in this position for the entire race, this could really give Kellen Baker and Aiden Thomas especially a huge point boost. There's Jake from State Farm and Johnny Hernandez. 2 guys in the top 10 in points, running outside the top 20. So far, not a good night for those guys. There's Nick Stanton in the 40, 23rd. Came to this race 33rd in the point standings. Pretty abysmal season for that 40 team this year. And behind him, we got a battle for 25th between Owen Miles and Nargan Scott. And off of turn number 1, there's still a side-by-side for positions here. Like Nargan Scott gets a great run off that corner there. As behind him, Movement and Ryan Wilson also battling for positions here. This time for 27th and 28th respectively. These guys are still side-by-side in this chicane here. Adam Bowden and Devin Payment also side-by-side there. As Dan DJ is still running pretty deep in the field here so far, Yas Marina. Meanwhile, back up to the front, Kellen Baker still leads the field here, Yas Marina. Nothing too much has changed here up front. But currently your fastest lap goes to Keyshawn Richardson, the 24, with a time of 2:14.211. And of course, with the track being 3.4 miles long, there's pretty long lap times here. And of course, like I mentioned on top of the show, this is the longest track all year in the Golf Summer Series, topping Orlando's 3 miles. Let's go on board with Dominick Payment here for about a lap. Going out of turn 20 and out into turn 21. And back to the quite long front straightaway here. Only 6 laps to go. Out of turn 1, now into turn number 2. And into the S's of turns 3 and 4. And then into the chicane of turns 5 and 6. And then out of turn number 7 and into the long back straightaway here. Probably the fastest these cars are going to go here tonight. Until we reach turn number 8 and 9. And then into another pretty long straightaway here in turn number 10. This is actually the starting grid area for the South Circuit here, which is only 1.4 miles. And into the S's of turns 11, 12, and 13. And into turns 15, 16, and 17. Until we go underneath the aforementioned W Abu Dhabi Hotel. Currently the gap between 21 and 55 is a little over a second, so Dominick's got some time to catch up. As you approach lap number 6 of 10, 5 laps to go, already halfway done with this race. It looks like now the gap has expanded a little bit to 1.2 seconds. Keyshawn Richardson in third, almost 3 seconds behind Kellen Baker. Quite a bit of time there to make up. Ryan Benjamin almost 4 seconds behind the 21, and Lucas Amario almost over 6 seconds behind the 21. Random J still hung off to 11th. Richard Herman still here in the top 15. Jason Albert behind Hoodlum there. Mountain Dew Fan 5 and Matt Tiello still in the same positions, 19th and 20th respectively. Johnny Hernandez, Jake from State Farm, Nick Sand still a trail behind him. There's Sabretooth in 24th. Surprisingly bad run for probably the most consistent road course team of the season. Of course, he was a winner from Sonoma and finished inside the top 10 in the other road course races this season. Owen Miles and came passed by Dargan Scott there for 25th. Movement in 27th currently. Ryan Wilson carrying the Emirates sponsored car in 28th. Adam Bowden to 29th. Devin Payment in 30th. Usually Devin runs better than Dominic, but not tonight. Cody Boggs in 31st. Carter Boyd in 32nd. Dan DJ still in 33rd. As the HBL cars of Nathan Barrett and Lipsy run off the field. Back to your leader, Kellen Baker. Still nothing much has changed here. As now we're about to come to 4 laps to go. On board here of Kellen Baker as he goes underneath the hotel. Here in turn number 18. The last 3 remaining Golf Summer Series races on the schedule this season are ones you definitely do not want to miss. Starting next week at the Sharpie Night Race at Bristol for our last Crown Jewel race. So Lipsy goes around to turn number 18. We stay green here in Yas Marina as we're going to take a look what happened here. So this was just coming off of turn number 16 and 17, just underneath the hotel. Oh, Lipsy just drives it in there. He gets into his teammate and just spins himself out. Oh, hit the wall there. It's gone forward for the 9 car. And the bad luck for Lipsy continues here at Abu Dhabi. Meanwhile, back to the race as we got a battle for 10th here between Random J and HS in the 61. Last time by, Random had the advantage. But off of turn number 10 and into turn number 11, HS will clear to 53 as Random will go back to 11th position here. Meanwhile, his teammate Jordan Stout still holding on to the top 20. As HS will pull away now from Random J. Meanwhile, Kellen Baker's lead extends to nearly a second and a half over to 55 as we come to 3 laps to go. Anyways, as I was saying before the wreck happened, the Golf Summer Series, these last 3 races of the Golf Summer Series are definitely ones you do not want to miss. As I mentioned, the Sharpie Night Race is up next at Bristol for our last Crown Jewel race of the season. Then after that, we head to Denver Motorsports Park for the semi-finale. And then the finale to decide the championship will be at IRP. 2 short tracks and 1 intermediate. Definitely pretty interesting here. Dominick Payment trying pretty much everything he can to catch up to Kellen Baker, but time is slowly starting to wear away at 55 to catch up. Quick little fly through the field. Most of the lineup still pretty much the same. Slayer and Brad Ream still outside the top 15 here. Definitely going to put a pretty big dent on both of these guys as championship hopes. But at least it's not a DNF unlike last week, so there's that at least. Van Fife and Max Yellow still 19th and 20th, as this is looking like a pretty mediocre points day for that 17 team. Same could also be said for Jake from Safe Farm and Johnny Hernandez, as well as Dan DJ in 28, who's been pretty much struggling all night here, as we come to 2 laps to go here at Abu Dhabi. Of course, Kellen Baker was your winner at Martinsville back in race number 2. Has come close to winning again on multiple occasions, including most notably at Darlington, where he led a race high 26 laps until he got passed by Hoodlum with only 2 laps to go. And as I said about Kellen Baker in the past, all of his 7 top 10s are his 7 top 5s. And it's looking like he's going to continue that trend here tonight. Keyshawn Richardson actually gained a little bit of time on Kellen Baker, up to 2.69 seconds. Nice. Dominick still trying everything he could possibly can to catch up, but I don't think it's going to be enough time for him to do so. And as you can see, yes, yachts and other type of boats are docked outside the track, as this track is on an island located just outside of downtown Abu Dhabi, which is the UAE's capital. Going on turn 16 and 17 and underneath the W Abu Dhabi for the second to last time. And into turn number 18 and 19. And here we go, out of turn number 21, this time by white flags in the air. One lap to go here at Yas Marina. Kellen Baker continues to scoot away. And also, something goes wrong here. I think Kellen Baker's got this. He just needs to run one more good long lap here in this track. As you mentioned, a good run-up performance there for Dominick Payment. Same could also be set for Keyshawn Richardson, and a big points day, of course, for Aiden Thomas in the 69. Definitely going to help him out in the championship picture. Random J Hoodlum there outside the top 10. And as you can see, other guys there, up there in the points, finishing outside the top 10, Slayer, Brad Ream, as well as Jason Albert. Anyways, into the S's of turn 11 and 12. Just only a handful of corners left for Kellen Baker, get his second career Golf Summer Series win, as well as Baker Racing's third. Anyways, off for turn number 14 and into turn number 15 and 16. into turn 17 and 18 for the final time, going underneath the W Abu Dhabi Hotel. And into turn number 20. And coming out of turn number 21 for the final time, checkered flag, Kellen Baker is your winner here from Yas Marina. Congratulations to Kellen Baker and the Baker Racing Team. They are your winners here tonight at Abu Dhabi. A dominating performance indeed for that 21 team. Definitely going to give them maximum points here tonight. It's going to really help them out in this championship battle with now only 3 races left in the season. Let's take a look at the finishing results and point standings after this race. So here we go. Kellen Baker finishes first. Dominick Payment finishes second for the second time this season. Keyshawn Richardson third. Ryan Benjamin finishes fourth. Sean R comes on fifth. And as you see, both the Baker cars finished inside the top 5, so kudos to them. Lucas Amario in 6th. Aiden Thomas finishes 7th. Another good points day for that 69 team. Jimmy finishes 8th. Brandon Carruthers finishes 9th. And his teammate HS rounds off the top 10. All these guys finished inside the top 10 last week at 8 Bowl. Also finished inside the top 10 here tonight. So definitely a good points night for a bunch of people here tonight. And now for the point standings with only 3 races left in the season. And Matt Tiello's once 41-point lead going in this race is now down to 19 points. With Kellen Baker quickly closing them in. As I mentioned, since Kellen Baker won and also led the most laps, he got maximum points today. And those maximum points definitely helped the 21's chance at the championship. Aiden Thomas is down to 3rd, but he's still 28 points behind to 17, so definitely still has a shot at winning this championship. Jason Albert back up to 4th, Bradley Ream back up to 5th, Dan DJ down to 6th. So once again, as I mentioned, a very bad performance for that 28 team here today. Johnny Hernandez and Jake from State Farm still 7th and 8th respectively, as we got a 3-way tie for 9th in points between Brandon Carruthers, Jimmy, and Random J. And currently Brandon Carruthers has that tiebreaker since he has 9 top 10s versus Jimmy's 6 and Random 7. So that's definitely going to be interesting here. As we head to our next race, as I mentioned, is the Sharpie Night Race at Bristol for our final Crown Jewel race of the season. That will be on his channel September 26th at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Definitely a race you do not want to miss. I mean, it's Bristol. What else can I say? But as always, thank you guys for watching this race. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys at Bristol.